Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona tonight for the Arizona Scorpions and the Detroit Maulers. Alongside Keith Wheeler and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, Charles Doherty is here. I'm Cameron Irvine. This is the first of two Monday Night Spectaculars, and thank goodness, Charles, that we're indoors tonight because it's 97 degrees outside. We're in the brand new Fatality Field, and we got a great matchup here tonight. Detroit's first ever trip to Arizona.
Holy smokes, look at that Arizona home uniform. Digging it. Tonight's going to be a great game. I mean, Arizona's coming off a 2-loss streak here, and I know they want to jump back, in the W column. I mean, they're kind of at the crossroads, Cam, here at 3-3. They're third in the division. This game right here against the 5-1 Maulers is going to hopefully, set the tone for the rest of the season. Are they playoff bound, or are they going to look at maybe cutting some of that cap for next season?
We'll get the midfield logo all fixed up and squared away as the Monday Night Spectacular is about to begin. Arizona 3-3. They have not lost 3 straight games since season 18, 4 years ago. Arizona's trying to avoid a 3-game slide tonight. Kick it. We are underway. Thank you, Rob Ems. Here from Phoenix, and from the goal line, Detroit on the return up to the 27-yard line, breaking an initial tackle. That was Rob Hunt on the return. Ethan Flowers, my goodness, Charles, this guy is efficient and underrated.
Unbelievable. And one of the things I'm looking for on this offense of Detroit versus the Arizona defense is the center of the offensive line for Detroit. I see that as not necessarily a weakness, that might be overstating it, but man, they're going up against a really stout line in Arizona, and if I was Arizona, I would send everything I can up the middle.
1st and 10 for Flowers and Detroit. That pass deep down the field is incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. On the coverage for Arizona was Grant Hardaway.
Detroit is loaded, Cam. Every position, they're like 2 deep on every position. And somebody falls, they've got somebody behind them to jump in. I mean, it's going to be a big game for Arizona tonight, and a challenge to see what they can show on the field.
5-1, the Maulers. Their only loss to Birmingham a couple of weeks back, 23-16 in a tight one. 5 of their first 6 games decided by 13 points or less. Another deep shot down the field. That is incomplete. And so far, Ethan Flowers, who's second in the league in completion percentage at 62%, is 0 for 2.
So like you said, the secondary for Arizona so far is locking it down. I mean, it's a long game, but so far they've got the edge.
3rd down and long. Flowers sends C.J. Parrish in motion. Dropping to throw, trying to avoid an 0 for 3 start. Flowers over the middle. That is also incomplete. Looking for Rob Hunt. 3 and out, 19 seconds off the clock. And the purple helmeted Maulers are going to have to punt.
I mean, Arizona has to do that. I mean, they're on their own home turf. Defense has to say, hey, you're going to have to really go to that extra level to score on us. And Arizona defense just, showed it with flying colors.
Punt is away from the 30-yard line. Arizona on the return up to the 39, and that is Terry Money on the return. Out comes Ashley Jackson, who is only thrown 110 passes this season, 2nd fewest in the league, but that's because this run game has been so tremendous.
Yeah, I would say, dare say spectacular. I mean, very good run game. I know AJ probably wants to get a little bit more involved in that running action, but when I looked at her 900 yards for the season, I had to do a double take.
5.3 yards per carry as a team for Arizona. That's 1st in the league as Jackson takes 3 steps back and fires it. What a beautiful catch by...
Whoa!
That was Fox Highwind for the 1st down.
Holy smokes. That right there is a tone setter. Fox Highwind comes out there, the KG veteran. Nice route, one-handed at showing off on the Monday Night Spectacular. He's got 3 defenders around him. What a way to get that offense fired up.
That could have easily been intercepted there by Detroit, but unable to come away with it so quickly. Now Jackson with a 21-yard completion on her first throw, and she'll pass again. And that pass is intercepted.
Oh, no!
Detroit ready for that one. Both teams trying to come out and throw tonight. J.W. Hartshorn with the interception.
Hartshorn with the second interception for his season. And AJ had the receiver open in stride, a little bit more touch on that pass, and we would have been looking at a big gain. That's unfortunate.
So Detroit will try again as the Maulers, who average 4 yards a carry, 10th most in the league, will try to get the ground game going here. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. They will hand that off to Rashawn Williams, who leads the league in touchdowns on the ground with 7. Let's meet the rest of this Detroit offense. Ethan Flowers, Johnny Kim backs him up. Andrew Gibson backs up Williams. Terrell Sutherland, Brad Taylor right at fullback. Wide receivers, Rob Hunt, C.J. Parrish, Jimmy Wint, Jamar Shelton. Tight ends are Goradol Khan, Robert Henson Jr. on the line. Portia Henson, Adrian Marlowe, Jimmy Hayes, Willow Henson, and Torque McLean. Hand off to the fullback, Terrell Sutherland, picking up 4 to set up a 3rd and 3.
Now's the time for the defense to, stand fast and kind of make that turnover go away, getting the ball back into AJ's hands.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. The handoff is Williams, and he is stuffed, filling the gap. Sean Moore, the big dog, getting the punt.
Wow. Big dog is right. And a man that big should not run that fast. I mean, getting hit by that is like a locomotion running over you.
So Detroit, for the second time in the game, has to punt, and we all know the name of the game when it comes to turnovers, Charles. If you can't take advantage of turnovers, especially early, it doesn't bode well late.
Yeah, and as you get later on in that season, I mean, that's the indicator of who's going to go deep in the playoffs and who might potentially be at the dance.
So Jackson will start again, 1 of 2 with a pick. Fox Highwind with the catch on the opening drive. Talon Steele was the intended receiver on the interception, per our wonderful stat truck here tonight. 1st and 10 at the 20. Jackson under center. She will drop the throw again. That pass is incomplete, and a very tight window of coverage there on Talon Steele, 2nd down.
I don't hate the play calling, Cam. Nice short drops. I mean, that defense of the Maulers is especially that front line. I mean, I'm bragging about the Arizona front line, but they're loaded as well. They're doing that quick drop back, but the problem is with the touch and accuracy by AJ.
2 receivers, 1 to either side. They're going to pitch it outside. Extra blocking for a pickup of 4. That's Lenore West, who's averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Brad Jones, 4.9. DJ Moses, 6.4.
Yeah, and the rookie out there for Arizona has the most rushing touchdowns, which is very impressive.
Rollout for AJ on 3rd and medium. That pass is caught to an open receiver at the 38. Put a crown on her. T. DeQueen with the catch.
That is wonderful. And T. DeQueen, I mean, that's a T. DeQueen special right there. I mean, big-time play. You need it. You need to get that some energy on that offense. Who you're going to throw it to? T. DeQueen, man. And that's it. And good route run. Good execution, plenty of time for AJ to go through the progressions.
So 2 backs in the backfield now for Jackson after the 3rd down conversion. At the 39-yard line, Jackson hands it off, breaking a tackle. That's Will Todd in the backfield, picking up 4. Arizona and Detroit probably do a better job than most teams, I would say top 5 in the league, of getting everyone involved, a lot of players in both backfields.
Yeah, and as far as getting involved, everyone in that backfield is going to touch the ball, which is wonderful. And it's hard to do, so hats off to Eddie for getting that done.
Gain of just 1. That's West on the carry, so a 3rd down and 5 coming up for Arizona at their own 44-yard line.
Let's see what the Maulers do here on 3rd down. Let's see if they send pressure in. I mean, they've got 4 loaded linemen down there. They can just send 4 and put enough pressure on, but let's see if they add more.
Jackson deep down the field. That's caught at the Detroit 39-yard line. TJ Punk with the reception. Back-to-back 3rd down conversions for Arizona.
Now that's an AJ special right there. Nice, accurate pass. Had some pressure. The pocket started to break down, but just knew who to throw it to and did a very accurate pass into coverage.
West now lining up in the backfield for Arizona. Jackson has started 3 for 5 for 54 yards in an opening scoreless quarter. Jackson will throw, this time firing near side, and open was Fox Highwind ruled down before was able to get back up and run some more, picking up 6.
I mean, AJ, a testament to AJ there. After that interception, is able to just bounce back in there. Looks like she's getting some momentum going, and the team is kind of rallying around her to get some momentum down the field.
No doubt, 3 of 4 on this drive as Lenore West breaks off a couple tackles, picks up a first down. King Rashid on the tackle. The Arizona offense includes Jackson, Brad Jones, DJ Moses II, Lenore West, Will Todd in the backfield. Fox Highwind, Tita Queen, Terry Money, TJ Punk at receiver. Donnie Hansen, Talon Steele at tight end. Rose Steele, Perrin Ibarra, Don Johnson, Melanier Hopper, and Sir Chorles on the line as that is caught down to the 10-yard line. First and goal. Talon Steele finally able to make a connection with the striker with 4.5 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Talon Steele is one of the leading receivers on this team. And I tell you what, Detroit had, five or more linemen down there on that play. So AJ was probably drooling a little bit, looking at the options downfield, and saw Steele wide open.
First and goal at the 9-yard line for Arizona. Toss out to West. Going to pick up just a yard on the play. Rashid is there once again. Where can I get those sleeves on layaway? Somewhere. So I gotta get some of those.
You're gonna wear some of those, like in public?
It's a very Tiger King thing for me to do, don't you think?
Okay, all right. I didn't know you were into Tiger King.
Second and goal at the 8. Jackson a little bit off target, but I tell you what, Charles, Talon Steele has been blanketed all night.
Up until
I think we lost.
Receivers and backfield done everything they could to support AJ, and AJ was starting to show it on execution. It's just that one errant pass.
Third down and goal at the 9-yard line. Can Detroit get a stop here? Dime look for the Maulers. 4 in the pattern for Arizona. Roll out Jackson to the left. Back across her body is knocked away. That's Jubilee Marsh with the pass deflection. And Arizona will have to kick the field goal.
Let's look at that one. Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a laser. The wide receiver that had separation in the end zone, but nice play there by the defense, setting up the 4th and goal.
So that's going to result in a 26-yard field goal attempt, and that matters tonight because we've got bingo going on here on the Monday Night Spectacular, as we always do. But Charles, tonight is oh so special as the field goal is good for Arizona, 3-0 Scorpions. So 26-3 off the board, but also we've got the UFL's first UFL primetime game tonight immediately following Detroit and Arizona. And if you're an SFL player, you can win double in that game.
Nice.
What you can win tonight in the SFL, which is potentially almost $1 million.
Wow. It's amazing. And you know what, Cam? I got to say at this point, you did a phenomenal job on the gauntlet. I mean, I wish you had more games to do, maybe 4, at least 4 more, just to see how you could do it. But, man, what you did last night was spectacular.
I appreciate that, man. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it every Sunday outside of Easter for the next 4 months or so. There's your bingo numbers tonight, 26-3, as that is a handoff to Rashawn Williams up the middle for a gain of a little less than 3.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I'm excited to see how Detroit responds to this. I mean, Ethan Flowers, he's been in this position before. Let's see if he can get an effective passing game going.
Handoff marked 3rd and short as Sutherland gets the carry. 3rd and inches, in fact.
I don't necessarily think that was a great mark, but hey, 3rd and inches, you can't get too mad.
And Detroit pick it up, no challenge. They'll hand it off to Gibson. That's a first down at the 35-yard line. Lucas was asking in the chat, same card, yes. And someone else was asking in the chat, horizontal still, yes. Here for tonight's couple of games, and the card will reset in between games. 2.5 to go, 1st and 10 for Detroit at the 36-yard line. Toss play out to, that is Rashawn Williams, breaking tackles and picking up 12 to the 48-yard line. First down, Detroit.
So if you can run that pitch play effectively in the SFL, it shows me that you've got good blockers on the edge and, really good blockers on the edge and a very good back. I mean, that's hard to do. If you don't have put the points into your run blocking for your running back, for your wide receiver and tight ends, that type of play does not go off.
First down, Flowers on a rollout. Whoa, look out! That's a dangerous ball. It's intercepted. Going back the other way for a pick six, easy as you please. Touchdown, Arizona, and it's Rain Rie taking it to the crib.
Unbelievable. Not only is it his first interception, but he also gets a touchdown for that as well. Unbelievable. That was a dangerous play going across the field, and the linebacker was just, drooling, waiting for the ball to come to his area, and Rie picked that up and took it into the house.
In his 12th SFL season, that is just his second ever defensive touchdown, and that puts Arizona up on the board 10-0. It looked like they were ready for that throwback across the field, Charles. They had 2 players over there in the area.
Tell you what, the defense for Arizona, the offense for Arizona, let me start with that, has shown that, that they're in rhythm, executing well, with the exception of that one interception. But the defense, to me, Cam, it just looks like they're at a higher level and just swarming to the ball, executing the playbook perfectly. And we saw on that play, they were able to make Detroit pay for it with that mistake.
That is a right-on-the-nose 50-yard interception return for a score. And there's your updated bingo numbers. Charles, give them to the fans who can't see.
Tonight's numbers are 26, 3, 50, and 10.
Good spread so far. There goes Williams up the gut. Rashawn Williams with the first down run, and he had a ton of space up the middle.
And here we go. Detroit's got to show us what they got. How are they going to respond being down by 10 on the road? Arizona has been pretty solid on both sides of the ball. Let's see what Detroit's got.
The Maulers have to shake off the lost momentum here as they'll hand it off this time to Brad Taylor Wright, picking up 4. Of course, Detroit had all the early momentum with that interception, but they had to quickly punt after the turnover from their defense.
Yeah, and again, I'm just really impressed with so far the way the Arizona defense has been executing the game plan.
2 in the backfield, heavy look here for Detroit. Immediately in the backfield, I believe, was Sean Moore, but it's going to be Bernard Smith who makes the tackle to force Detroit into a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Sean Moore, the 11-season veteran, started it off, slowed down the running back, and Bernard Smith, the safety, came in and just shut it down.
30 seconds to go in the first quarter. 10-0 Arizona on a pick 6. They'll fake the handoff. Plenty of time for Ethan Flowers, and he goes to Rashawn Williams off the play fake, just running a go route, and a beautiful play call for Detroit gets him a first down.
Play call and plenty of time for Ethan Flowers just to sit back there, have a sandwich, have a sip of tea, and just look for Rashawn Williams open in the middle. Found that hole in the defensive coverage. Huge game.
That's the type of creative play calling that we like to see here in the SFL. That Detroit getting in their bag at the end of the first quarter. Arizona 10, Detroit nothing. The Maulers may have had a pretty play there, but Arizona's had the prettier plays throughout the early stretch of this one. The Monday Night Spectacular rolls on after this. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Scorpion Gulch on the outskirts of Phoenix.
It's not Eddie's compound. A lot of people have been asking about that. Eddie's compound has a what do they call it? The lazy river and waterfalls. It's not that what we saw on the screen.
I think they also have an iron fence, and they've got a guy. Right. They got a guy perched up with a big spotlight to make sure that people.
Yep, towers with snipers.
Yeah, that's right. 5-yard pickup there for Detroit, second down.
and robot dogs.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Eddie can no expense is spared for Eddie.
Second down and 5, and the handoff this time to Gibson, picking up 4. I like what Detroit has done here on this drive. They've really kind of settled in and shortened the game, getting back to their bread and butter.
Definitely, and I love going back to that play action pass cam. I mean, play action passes are rarely called in this game, but you really, when you put that in your playbook, you've got to have confidence in it, and that one was definitely one you have confidence in.
Johnny Kim was in, and he handed it off, Charles, to Curtis Keaton, the third back in the back. I mean, that just can't happen.
Well, Smith was hungry for that one. Stopped him on that drive. That was another big play for the defense of Arizona.
41-yarder for Scylla Aldmere. That kick is good, and at least Detroit able to get some points on the board, makes it 10-3.
Yeah, they're still in this, Cam. I mean, it's early in the game, but so far, Arizona at home has a little bit more, juice to them, and Detroit's, trying to get the lay of the land, trying to kind of settle in and execute that game plan.
So 41 is off the board. You're on your bingo cards as Arizona will transition back onto offense. Charles, we're up to 5 tonight.
You're up to 5. Tonight's numbers are 26, 3, 50, 10, and 41.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, just 41. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. 8:47 to go in the first half. Jackson is 5 of 9 for 76 yards. The handoff goes to West to start the drive, picking up 6.
Nice run on first down to set the tone. 6 yards. You're pretty happy when on first down you're looking at 6, and second and 4 is not a bad place to be in.
Talon Steele's lined up wide off the right side as Arizona's getting down and dirty here. Pickup of 2 yards to DJ Moses the second. This Detroit defense features Thomas Matthews, Frodo Lagan, Sean Parent, and Robert Cherry on the line. Jack Brown, Casper Haddock, Matthias Citrion at linebacker. In the secondary at corner, J.W. Hartshorn, King Rashid, Ramnar Sudi, and Chris Delro. King Jamal, Jubilee Marsh, the last 3 at safety. And on third down and short, that is a well-timed tackle from Chris Delro to force a 3-and-out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got confidence at an offensive line, but on that one, Delro just found an opening in the blocking scheme and shut it down. But I mean, I'm looking at the matchups here, Kim, and I think for Arizona, they're going to have to rely a little bit more on the tight ends and maybe the backs out of the backfield on these third and shorts, because they're loaded at the cornerback 1 and cornerback 2. I mean, they're maxed out, Citrion and Rashid and Delro at free safety. So they got to look at something maybe in the short to medium range there with their tight ends and halfbacks.
Eddie Gage with the tackle on special teams there. Bernard Smith leads the way for Arizona with 4 so far tonight. You see the updated team stats. Pretty even across the board. The pick 6, the only difference. Ethan Flowers rolls to his right, and that pass is complete. A diving attempt made to get an interception, but it's Jamar Shelton, another rookie for Detroit, coming up big.
All right, that's one of those plays where all the coaches are looking at and going, "Hey, do I have that in my playbook?" Because that was a wonderful rollout.
A double move as well from the receiver. Put Everett Garrison on skates. This is Ethan Flowers throwing a pick again. Just threw it right to the defender. The ref got in the way, but it's not going to matter. Touchdown, Arizona. Rain Rie again.
Smokes. Holy, that is what you call defensive dominance in the first half. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns by Rie. And I tell you what, Rie, spectacular. Nice execution, nice discipline, staying where he needed to be. But that defensive line for the Scorpions, they got through that blocking scheme, and Flowers had to make a quick decision on that one. He made a bad one and paid for it.
Rain Rie has been in this league for 6 years, and he's got more touchdowns in the first half tonight than he has in any ever in his entire career. He's never had 2.
Oh, amazing. I mean, he's handling the scoring for tonight so far. The offense is going to need to catch up for Arizona.
Unknown Nev in the chat, you are in luck. We have 2 cards left before we sell out. Of course, viewers can play. There is a link to claim your card there. Just make sure to put your YouTube name in there. And hey, if you win, why don't you you can give your winnings to your favorite team out there. 17-3. That'd be a fun twist on this, Charles. Viewer winning bingo here tonight. Look at Rashawn Williams getting another first down, hurdling over a couple of defenders and picking up 11.
Cam, or you can have a Zoom with the commissioner and he will sing a song of your choice.
Is that so?
If he's not in the league, I'm not sure if that person is in the league.
He said
it's only for non-league members.
He said is it? Since are you my agent? When did this happen?
Yes.
Andrew Gibson on the carry picks up 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Yes,
Detroit. Enough about you, Cam. Detroit has to do something here, being down by 14 on the road. I mean, there's 6 minutes left in the first half. They got to put a mark on the scoreboard.
Handoff to Williams. He's going to push ahead, and it sets up a 3rd down and 1.
That rookie did a power. That's what you call a power run, Cam. Just lower the shoulders, lower the helmet, and take whoever is in the way, down.
17-3, 3rd down and 1.
There you
and
go.
That's a first down for Gibson. So Detroit will move the chains and again run a little time off the clock.
I mean, they are a very solid running team, Cam. I think we talked about that at the beginning of the game. And you ride what took you here to the dance.
The yardage on the return for Rie, the second one was 47. Ooh. As Williams gets the carry, picking up 6, so 2nd and 4 on the way.
And we've got back-to-back nice runs here by Detroit. Let's just keep that going with 4 minutes and 56 seconds.
2nd down, 4 yards to go for Detroit. They'll run it again. Gibson's got a first down and a good clear out there by, it looked like big number 48 for Detroit. That's tight end Richard Angulo.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're, relying on their offensive line for the running blocking and their backfield to move down the field.
4:23 to go in the first half. 17-3 Arizona, but Detroit once again threatening. Flowers throws to a wide open man in the flat. That's Robert Henson Jr. And, I mean, honestly, Flowers has had a nice night besides the 2 picks, but that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, and, on this particular drive, I love what they're doing. I mean, run, maybe, mix a little bit of passes out, those short passes to the tight end like Henson. You can't hate it. They're looking here at, they're knocking at the door.
3rd down and 2. Williams on another carry. That's going to be his 11th tonight, up to 62 yards.
The defense for Arizona, Cam, has been very aggressive, and rightly so, and they've been executing on it. So, what Detroit is doing in response on this drive, I think is pretty smart.
Can they convert on 3rd and short? Handoff left. That's Gibson. First down to the Arizona 30-yard line.
That's what you call, I mean, not a ton of yards there, Kim, but it's hard to run a ton of yards against the Scorpions defense, and the blocking on the edge was just picture perfect.
11 first downs for Detroit here tonight. 154 yards of offense. Those 2 turnovers loom large. That's Jamar Shelton in motion. He's got a catch tonight for 14 yards. Actually the leading receiver for Detroit in the game, as Flowers' pass is incomplete. He was looking for Parrish down the field. Parrish, a deep threat weapon, Charles, second in the league in yards per catch, but he's only got 15 grabs this year.
Yeah, and his average per catch is 24.3, which, I mean, that's money every time he touches the ball. But good on that last play, good coverage downfield by Arizona. Also
has a 75-yarder this season, which is the 3rd longest reception of any player this year. Under 3 to go, 2nd down and 10. Flowers now 4 for 10. They're going to hand it off to Williams. Williams cuts it back inside and runs in to another big man there inside. Tough to tell who that was. Pick up a 4.
Okay, so Arizona, I mean, I think they're in a position where they don't necessarily have to send a blitzer in. Looks like they may be showing it here because that 4-down line has been very effective. They could just set back in their coverage, and they've been executing all night.
3rd and 6, empty 5 wide. And they are sitting back in coverage, but nobody's got Flowers, who's going to take off and run to the 15-yard line.
Big run by Flowers. I mean, he's not a ton of rushing so far this season. I think that he's had 9 yards going into this game.
Yeah, on 10 carries.
Again?
On 10 carries. That's not great.
So, you know, he's not known as a big runner, but on that one, man, he showed what he could do.
Flowers hands it off to Williams, and we've hit the 2-minute warning. Detroit in no hurry to put points on the board right now. They don't want to give Arizona the football back before the half. 2 minutes to go in the first half of round 1 of tonight's Monday Night Spectacular here on the Virtual Football Network, along with Keith Wheeler and Ron Haynes and the Stats Truck. Charles Doherty, Cameron Irvine with you, your regular Monday Night Spectacular crew. We've got a tight set here for Detroit at the 11-yard line of Arizona. Johnny Kim is in at quarterback, but he comes in and hands off to Rashawn Williams. We've seen Kim come in a couple of times just with some handoffs. Williams up to 75 yards.
Detroit right now is in a great spot. I mean, they've been executing perfectly down the field, and these last 7 yards could be pretty hard, and let's see what they can do.
Kim is still in. 3rd down and 1. Handoff. Gibson got the first. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown. Gibson from 7 yards out, and Detroit gets their first touchdown on the board.
Wow, 4th touchdown of the season, and that right there was impressive. Didn't think he had enough to get in the end zone. Got hit there. I looked like maybe 2 or 3 yards after the line of scrimmage. Did a little spin move, added some strength to that, and that was a great combination to put him in the end zone.
No new bingo numbers on that unless we have a missed or blocked extra point here. It's going to be 17-10, 1:33 to go in the first half of play. Kick is good.
After that great run, Cam, you go, no new bingo numbers after that.
I'm feeling the anguish from the crowd, you know. Everybody wants it.
That was a great run. He jumped over 20 defenders. No new bingo numbers after that.
Got to provide all of the potential. What's that Pixar movie with all the feelings, all the Inside Out? Is that what it's called? You got to brush up on your Pixar game, Charles. You got to help me out. Here's some broken tackles on the outside. Arizona's going to get good field position. Fox Highwood on the return up to the 35-yard line.
Cam, I've got to press you to the maximum because you were all alone with 20 games yesterday. So anything I can do to kind of, make you, get on your A game. I mean, you've been on your A game yesterday, but I have to make sure you're on that tonight.
Well, here you go, Charles. If you think I'm not on my A game, how about we
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that.
We do have a bingo number. 7.
Oh, here we go.
I thought for sure we already had 7 already. But
what?
There you go.
All right, so the numbers tonight are 26, 3, 50, 10, 41, 17, 47, 7.
Hand off, and watch out. Almost broke through. That is Lenore West. There is an injury.
Right.
T. DeQueen is
No
down.
way. Oh, say it ain't so. The queen is down. The queen is down. Oh.
That could be a big loss for Arizona.
Yeah, let's hope she gets back in.
Just one target in the first half, but came down with it 15 yards, a critical third down conversion.
Wow.
.120 to play in the first. Doug Day says, "I'll save you, baby," in the chat. Jackson, a dangerous ball, thrown a little bit off target. And I think Arizona's going to call a timeout after that play. But, wow, that was caught in a flash.
Yeah, it was a quick decision by AJ. But, you know, looking at that, I think it was a good one because the pocket was starting to break down and coverage was solid downfield.
Tough one for our stats crew. They went right away from that play very quickly at the Detroit 48-yard line. This is Jackson dropping a throw. Jackson fires. That is complete to the Detroit 36-yard line. I think that was Steele over the middle. Timeout Arizona. They're down to 1.
I mean, that's what you call a short drop back, Kim. I don't even know if she took a step back. I'm surprised the center didn't hit her while she was standing there.
Yeah, you don't want to trip and fall over your center. That's too embarrassing. One timeout left for Arizona. This is Fox Highwind going in motion. He's got 2 catches for 27 yards. Jackson, far side, picked off, intercepted by Rumnar Sudi, and he takes it all the way down to the Arizona 20-yard line, and Detroit now has an opportunity for points at the end of the first half.
First interception of the season for Sudi, and what a big one in this near the end of the at this point of the game. You're looking for a big play by your defense, and man, Sudi stepped up there and did what he needed to do with only a minute left in the first half, and now we're looking at an opportunity for Detroit to tie this ball game.
Just Sudi's second in 3 seasons in the SFL, and it's hard to imagine that his first one was any bigger than that as Detroit looks to capitalize on momentum. Ethan Flowers' pass incomplete. Was looking for Rob Hunt down the near side. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
I tell you what, the defense of Arizona has been playing at maximum ability tonight, and now they need to turn it up a little bit more because Detroit is knocking at the door, and they don't want to go into halftime with a tie ball game.
Second down, 10. Detroit 10, Arizona 17. Ethan Flowers on the rollout, fires, nearly threw another interception. CJ Parrish has now been targeted 4 times with no catches in this half. Third down.
Oh my gosh, so many missed interceptions so far in this first half. But we've had a couple of them, but man, I think the quarterbacks, so far, it could be a lot worse.
Quarterbacks have been high risk, high reward tonight as Flowers' pass is caught by Jamar Shelton. The defender fell over, and Detroit is an extra point away from tying the game.
Holy smokes. And that Shelton's second touchdown of the season, and it's a big-time reception for him, potentially tying up this game. And the coverage was pretty good, but it looked like the defender fell down trying to go for that interception. And man, I've been bragging on the defense for Arizona all night, but maybe not so much on this position.
That was a 20-yard touchdown for Shelton, and we are tied at 17, just like that. And the updated bingo numbers now, Charles.
26, 3, 50, 10, 41, 17, 47, 7, and 20.
Boy, this game has turned on a head. It was 17-3. Arizona, back-to-back pick sixes by Rain Rie, and somehow Detroit has weathered the storm here on the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's the markings of when you're looking at, playoff teams and teams going deep in the playoffs. That's what you're looking for, on the road, being able to execute.
Horizontal is the winning row tonight, for those that are wondering out there. 51 seconds to go in the first half. Arizona just going to hand it off to West. Up the middle to pick up 2. Tackle made by the Hall of Famer Jack Brown.
Tell you what, Cam, in this first half, neither quarterback has Hall of Fame numbers
No.
going into the locker room.
No, both with 2 picks. At least Flowers now has the touchdown to his name. His QBR is 44, and Jackson's is 43. Not much difference. Down to 20 seconds. Jackson is going to throw. Jackson over the middle. That is caught to the 39-yard line, but Arizona only has the 1 timeout left. Talon Steele with the catch, but that'll bring us to the end of the half.
Yeah. I mean, that was, I think it's both teams are ready to go into the locker room and figure out what they need to adjust here in the second half. I mean, we've seen signs of brilliance on, both sides, but second half is what's going to, take them to the promised land with a win or a loss and see what they can do.
Well, we could not have asked for a more competitive first half. Detroit 17, Arizona 17 here on the first block of tonight's Monday Night Spectacular here on the Virtual Football Network. Detroit 5-1, trying to get a share of the top record in the league after Houston's loss to Mexico City on Saturday. Arizona trying to avoid their first 3-game slide since 2018. Your thoughts on the first half, Charles?
Well, I mean, it was a slugfest, and Arizona came out and they were locked, and it looked like this could have been an ugly game, but Detroit settled in after a couple series and able to tie it up here at the end of the first half, and that's what you're looking for a 5-1 team. On the road, how you're going to execute, but pressure's on Arizona coming in out of this first half. They're at 3-3. We mentioned they're kind of at a crossroads here, and really need to execute, fire on all cylinders on both sides of the ball. And we saw a lot of that on the defensive side, but we're looking for a little bit more of that on offense.
2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns for Rain Rie. More touchdowns in that first half than he's had his entire career combined. Just an absolute. It's hard to imagine if Arizona wins the game that he would not be the player of the game. But we got a whole nother half to play, and Scylla Aldmir's got the ball on the tee, and the third quarter is underway. Both kickers have been booming kicks out, sometimes out of the back of the end zone, this time 9 yards deep, and Jackson will try to shake off a rough first half.
Rough first half. 2 interceptions. She's at 61% completion percentage, but the ones when she throws bad, she really throws bad, and it winds up in an interception.
Jackson going to start the third quarter with a throw, and that is swatted down by Robert Cherry up front.
Yeah, and they didn't send a blitz in there. It was just the base package, able to get past that blocking scheme and put some pressure on AJ.
So 2nd down and 10. Coming up for Arizona. It's a man going in motion. Jackson now 8 of 14. And a heavy pressure. Oh, wow. Fox Highland was wide open. Did you see that, Charles? Looking for Talon Steele. It's incomplete.
But they threw into coverage, and Jack Brown. Jack Brown is beefy at 274, 6'5", as an inside linebacker. Was able to do some pretty darn good coverage.
3rd down and 10. Back-to-back incompletions quickly. Watch out, AJ. The pass across the field. Had to get rid of it a little too early. There was immediate pressure. And once again, J.W. Hartshorn with the fancy sleeves knocks it away. And Arizona's first drive of the second half looked a lot like Detroit's first drive of the first half.
Yeah, that's like a feast or famine play, Cam. I mean, in order to get that to work, you need to execute on the blocking, which we saw, but maybe a little bit more on the touch there, because you're throwing across the field to the wide receiver. Had some separation, but if you got to put some arc on that ball.
So Hunt takes that back to the 39-yard line off the Rob Ems punt. Ethan Flowers back to work, just 5 of 13 in the first half, but Rashawn Williams was their bright spot, 75 yards on 14 carries. But Terrell Sutherland and Andrew Gibson also averaged at least 5 yards a carry through the first 20 minutes of play. The handoff goes to Williams. This time not going to get anything. There's Sean Moore again in to make the stop, his 7th tackle tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so far for Arizona, the defensive line and for the most part, the linebacking core has played very well, shutting down that run game.
2nd and 9 for Detroit. They're going to send Robert Henson Jr. in motion. Toss to Williams, and Rashawn Williams has near a first down, 3rd down and 5.
Let's see what Arizona does here. Haven't seen a full-on blitz, multiple, linebackers, backs, whatever, going in after the quarterback. Let's see if they do it here. It doesn't look like they're gonna.
3rd down for Flowers. Can he convert? Just got rid of it and open. Rob Hunt finally able to connect with the Detroit signal caller and picks up a first down.
It's the patient route running by Rob Hunt. Had a little bit of interference there. When he first went down the seam, but was able to shake that off, go in the middle, find a gap, and capitalize.
8:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. As the handoff goes to Williams again up the middle, getting 3 more. We didn't get a chance to introduce this entire Arizona defense. Dede Sachs, Robert Brady, Hunter Norwood, David Tilley on the line. Sean Moore, DJ Kilgannon, Rain Rie at linebacker. In the secondary, Scotty Kilgannon, Terrell Davis, Ernest McCray Sr., Everett Garrison, Grant Hardaway, Bernard Smith, and the Hall of Famer Eddie Gage. That's Gibson dragging defenders. And again, Detroit marked just short. We've seen that a couple times tonight, 3rd and inches.
That was just short? I thought he got that one. I was going to brag on the execution of blocking downfield for everyone on the offense, but man, thought they had the first down.
Handoff. Williams, what a stick! They're going to give him the first, but that was an incredible tackle. I think that was, Sean Moore again.
He's built like a defensive end. When he hits you, it's, you're thinking the world's going to end.
7:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Another solid drive here for Detroit as the handoff goes to Brad Taylor Wright, picking up 5.
I love the fact that they're relying on the run here, Cam. They're a solid run team. 3rd in the league in rushing touchdowns, and, that offensive line has been blocking great all season. Just, ride the horse and take you to the finish line.
2nd and 5. Gibson takes the handoff down to the Arizona 20. Detroit is pounding that run game, and so far tonight, between 2 of the top 10 rushing offenses in the league, it's Arizona, Charles, that's gotten away from that identity. Just 38 rushing yards tonight.
And I think it's not necessarily from an attempt standpoint. It's more passing more than we expected coming into this game.
Handoff again for Detroit. That is Curtis Keaton getting some rare playing time. It's also worth noting that Detroit has been on the field for 51 plays. Arizona just 29 in this game.
That's going to be a big factor here coming into the 4th quarter.
The Maulers wearing down the Scorpions, who were up 17-3. Flowers end zone, incomplete, and no flag. Very tight coverage out there by Grant Hardaway, who's having a good game.
Yeah, the free safety, nice coverage in the end zone. You're on an island, and you're signing that free safety for big money, and you're expecting that, and Grant Hardaway executed.
5 wide for Detroit. This is a very quiet Jimmy Wint going in motion. Doesn't even have a target yet tonight. 3rd and 8, dime look. They're bringing 5. Is Arizona back to throw? That's Flowers to Shelton down to the 3-yard line. Flowers settling in here, and Jamar Shelton is proving to be his top weapon tonight.
Rookie just comes in there and a huge play on the road, catches it in the middle with swarming defenders on the Scorpion side, and they're knocking at the door to potentially put 6 on the board.
Little rub route there from Detroit's offense. Got away with it, no call. First and goal at the 3-yard line. The handoff goes to Williams. Williams dragging a defender. Touchdown, Detroit. 20 unanswered for the Maulers.
What a great series, Cam. They rode on the back of their power on offense, which was the run. And we saw the run executed to perfection. Edge blocking in the middle, smart running by the halfbacks and the fullbacks. And then they mixed in a couple, solid passes there. And they're looking at potentially going up here with by 1 point here with this extra point.
There's a 3-yard score. The extra point is good. 24-17 now as Detroit has rallied to take the lead here in Arizona with 5:20 to go in the third.
I was a step behind on the scoreboard, 24-7. 24-17.
And there's our updated numbers. 3 was the touchdown yardage there, so only 24 is your new one as that return is brought up to the 30-yard line. That is on the return, Dwayne Bates for Arizona.
Cam, my bingo card, am I allowed to replace it?
Is it broken again?
No, I won't say broken, but yeah, it's not forming.
I'm sorry, Charles. That's that's a tough way to be right now. At least we got a good game, though.
Oh, definitely a good game.
Jackson dropping a throw. AJ in trouble. Stiff arm.
AJ.
Jackson to the 36-yard line. Didn't know she had that in her game. Picking up 6.
That's what AJ, as someone that was on Arizona last season, that's what AJ wants to do. And that right there, I'm sure she's smiling watching this game. That is what AJ wants to do, running the ball. Stiff arming, getting those extra yards.
2nd and 4. Handoff. Breaking tackles, but held up strong. Lenore West is just shy of the first down. West's 8th carry of the night.
I tell you what, I think they should run on this one, Cam. I mean, the passing game has been sporadic, I think, but confidence on the offensive line and the backfield. Let's just power it in and get that first down.
3rd and inches. Can they convert? Handoff. Got the first down to the 42-yard line. That's DJ Moses, the second, getting the move of the chains. Moses chasing a milestone tonight, but he has not been anywhere near the end zone. Neither has anybody on Arizona's offense. They're 2 touchdowns on the defensive side tonight. Moses looking for one more touchdown for 150 in his career. At the 50-yard line, the Northwest. There's an injury on the play. It's Ramnar Sudi who had the interception for Detroit earlier in the game, and that's our second big injury tonight.
Yeah, great blocking by Arizona, setting up success for West. Looking at 2nd and 2. It's unfortunate that Sudi went down. Hopefully Sudi will come back, but man, love it that Arizona is starting to rely a little bit more on that running game.
Todd's in the backfield at fullback, and he gets up the field to the second level to get a block just at the end of that play, but Lenore West does most of the heavy lifting to the Detroit 45. Now, see, in the third quarter, we're starting to see both teams sort of reestablish that identity, Charles.
Yeah, and they need to, because that's what they're good at. And on that last play, wasn't like sexy. Didn't get a ton of yards, but they got the first down. Great blocking on the edge.
Jackson dropping a throw, heavy pressure, one-on-one down the field, and that pass is knocked away. Oh, great coverage. Jubilee Marsh. Detroit has been all over these receivers. Jackson now 8 of 17.
It's good to mix it up. I mean, they're fortunate that, that they didn't get an interception on that one. But you got to keep that defense, honest, and now AJ's got some options here on 2nd and 10.
Second down for Jackson. Going to throw again. Jackson this time fits it into a tight window at the Detroit 29-yard line. That's TJ Punk with the catch.
That is a huge. I mean, that shows you the ability of AJ right there, throwing it into a keyhole. Throwing the watermelon into a keyhole and looking at a first down.
That was probably her best pass of the night. Would you say so, Charles?
Yeah, it definitely was. Definitely.
Punk, 2 catches, 34 yards on 3 targets now. Talon Steele is the leading receiver, 3 catches for 45. And they'll get back to the run game as West breaks off a couple tackles, then picked up and thrown backwards by Matthias Citrion. 2nd and 5 on the way.
Yeah, good run on first down, 2nd and 5. I just keep going back to the well on that one, Cam.
Heavy look here for Arizona. Handoff, picking up a yard and a half. That's Moses on the carry, and King Rashid with another tackle.
So this 3rd and 3, Cam, they don't have to go long. They don't even have to go medium. They've got options out of the backfield and on short routes. Or they can run it. It looks like they're running on this one.
3 of 6 on 3rd down tonight. Now 4 of 7. That's West. First down to the 14-yard line.
All right. Yeah, they showed me wrong on that one.
And this drive is helping give Arizona's defense a rest, Charles. 10th play of the drive for Arizona, their longest of the night.
Yeah, that's huge. Got to get that. You know, the defense is going to be gassed here in the 4th quarter, so that's good that you get some long, sustained drives in the 3rd quarter.
Jackson facing pressure. End zone touchdown. Arizona on a quick fire to Talon Steele. Wow. And we're 1 point away from another tie.
Oh, that was insane. That was a great pass by AJ. Look at the pocket was perfect. She knew who she was going to throw it to, and it was a great route run. All that was needed was a laser accurate throw, and AJ executed.
It was a 14-yard touchdown, and the extra point will give us a 24-24 tie game. We got updated bingo numbers, and we've got a great game going right now, Charles.
Bingo numbers are 26-3, 50-10, 41-17, 47-7, 20, 24, and 14.
We're all tied up at 24, and the action does not stop after the Monday Night Spectacular anymore. We've got UFL primetime tonight. It is opening weekend as the defending champion Dakota Rhinos host the St. Louis Rivermen. Will Todd's St. Louis Rivermen also playing for Arizona tonight. He gets to play in 2 games back-to-back on the same night. How cool is that? And Charles, your Dakota Rhinos also in action later tonight. So you and Will going head-to-head.
You know, that's okay. You can give Will Todd more billing than I. That's okay.
Yeah, I said you're the defending champs, Billy Flagg.
Yeah, I know. By the way, Charles, champion, winner.
Josh Circle and Ramos Lynn on the call for that one. Sean Moore, another brutal tackle.
I mean, it's okay. I understand, Cam. You have to keep me balanced. I expect that out of you.
And SFL members can win double their bingo winnings during the UFL broadcast. If you haven't watched a UFL game, check us out. Doing a lot of fun stuff over there as Rashawn Williams gets away and almost got away from everyone. A touchdown-saving tackle at the end of that play will set up a 3rd and 2.
I mean, Williams has been 4.5 yards per carry tonight. He has been running great. I mean, again, I'm always going to say, got to give credit to the offensive line, and they did a great job setting him up. But once he got past that, out of the gap, it was all him. Nice execution. Way to go, Williams.
3rd down and 2 to go for Detroit. They are 10 of 13 on 3rd down tonight. 20 seconds to go in the 3rd. Handoff. Gibson got another one. 11 of 14 as Arizona can't keep them off the field.
Both of these teams just stick to the running game. I mean, neither defense has an answer for it.
169 rushing yards for Detroit. 77 for Arizona, but even that's starting to pick up as we hit the 4th quarter, all tied at 24. It is a spectacular Monday night. Alongside Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine, Keith Wheeler, and Ron Haynes in our stats truck this evening. Man, we've got a good one brewing here. Flowers just 7 of 16 for a $104, but it does not have a turnover in the second half. Rashawn Williams up to 95 yards. Gibson up to 48. The handoff to Williams, pushing for 100, gets 2 more.
Cam, I will say that last night compared to tonight, you haven't used as many big words.
What big words did I use yesterday?
You said pirouette, you said absconded, you said bifurcation, a couple of the words last
no,
night.
I know the last one's not true. There's no way I said that. I don't even know what that means. There goes Gibson to the Arizona 44-yard line. Another first down, Detroit.
My point was, I don't have to Google, when you and I are in the booth, I don't have to Google words to understand, keep up with you and your brilliance.
You're too kind. 11 carries, 67 yards for Gibson on the night. Man, if you're Arizona, I mean, Sean Morris had a great game, 13 total tackles, but no one else really is helping him out. 39 combined tackles for Arizona. Moore has a third of those tackles tonight as that pass is caught by Shelton. How about Jamar Shelton's evening?
Insane catch in coverage. I mean, threw it in between the defender and the receiver, and it was just physicality at that point, and offense won.
Man, oh man, Jamar Shelton. Hand off. Williams breaking a tackle. Arizona can't stop him. Picks up 9.5.
That's insane. I mean, that's got to be frustrating for the Arizona defense. I mean, they're executing, like they need to on defense. It's just they're not able to make those key tackles. The running back is just powering through the defender.
Shelton up to 61 yards. His season high is 70. He did that a couple weeks ago in Birmingham. Of course, this is his rookie season, so he's working on a career high. Gibson's got another first down. 8 minutes to go. And right now, Arizona just begging for a turnover.
Just keep running it. Keep taking the time off the clock. Arizona hasn't had an answer against this running game.
First down, Detroit. 7:50 to go. And
except for on that play.
There you go. That's that, I think, is the Charles, that is the first negative play by either team in this game.
That's amazing.
And of course, Rain Rie makes the TFL. 2nd and 11, 7:28 to go in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 24. Ethan Flowers dropping a throw. Flowers shot. Caught.
Oh.
Robert hits it, dragging. Touchdown, Detroit.
Oh, you're kidding me. That was close, bro. That was close. I was going to say, why are you sending your fullback down into the slot and then perfect blocking the fullback, and then you've got the tight end there, Henson, right at the goal line, able to get a nice catch and able to power it in for 6.
We're calling that a 22-yard score as Henson and Detroit will go up 31-24. Back and forth we go with 7:19 to play.
That was an amazing drive, Cam. I mean, what was impressive was they relied on, what they've been successful at so far this season, which was the run game. And then they kind of feathered in some passing and caught the defense kind of on their heels, and they're able to just move it down the field and put up 7. And now the pressure is really on the offense for Arizona.
7:18 left. We have updated bingo numbers.
Updated bingo numbers are 26, 3, 50, 10, 41, 17, 47, 7, 20, 24, 14, 22, and 31.
Can Arizona respond as Jackson's pass looked to be caught, but jarred loose? That's a great play by Stitrion in coverage.
Wow. I mean, and it looked like, did Tilly, I don't know what Tilly did on that play. Did he drop out in zone coverage?
They had a bunch of guys out there. Yeah, Citrion dropped into his own.
Citrion dropped back in coverage.
Yeah, tremendous. Jackson with the offensive line kind of going out to lunch a little bit, finds Fox Highwind quickly for the move of the sticks, his 4th catch tonight.
Yeah, now's the time when you got to get high wind. I don't know what the status is on the Queen, but you got to rely on high wind and the Queen if she's available, and obviously Steel here to get you to the promised land.
Punk is near side, high wind far side right now. First down, 6:48 to go in the fourth quarter. A lot of motion by both teams tonight. That's Steel going in motion. Hand off, and a lot of room to run off that left side of the 44-yard line. That's Moses the second. Just his fourth carry tonight, but his longest of the night for 7 yards.
Both of these teams are very, very good at running. I mean, it's a master course on running.
Now
the passing games, you know, I think that Detroit has the edge, but yeah, both of these teams are good at running.
Now Punk was in the backfield, and Will Todd gets the fullback carry. He moves the sticks.
Love it. Love it when you get the fullback involved, especially Will Todd. Such a great guy. 11 seasons with the SFL, and man, as a fullback, he's big, and when he gets the ball, he does everything he can to execute.
5:48 left. Who's going to have the ball last? Feels like he's going to win this game. Jackson's pass caught down to the 41 of Detroit. Talon Steele with a reception. First down, Arizona.
Okay, AJ's feeling it here. Good, accurate throws. You know, when she execute on that pass blocking, and they just need to keep building on that and put some points on the board.
Handoff up the gut. That's not much running room there. And a good tackle from Jack Brown with the stick, his third of the night.
Yeah, Jack Brown. Big inside linebacker at 274, 6'5". It's like an extra deep defensive tackle out there.
Down to 5 minutes to go. Handoff. Big Will Todd thump into the 35-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd down and 4 for Arizona. 4 for 7 tonight on 3rd down.
Yeah, Will Todd, he's got a 5.8 average every time he touches the ball. I would say give that man the ball more.
His 3rd carry for 13 yards tonight. 3rd and 4. What do you do here? The playbook's wide open. 7 in the box for Detroit, and that gets past the defensive lineman who jumped to deflect it, and it finds Donnie Hands with his first catch and target of the night.
They lined up with 2 tight ends, and Donnie Hands found that opening there in the coverage, and that's what you want to do, Cam. You asked, what do they need to do? It's exactly what they did there. I mean, great execution, great play calling by the offensive coordinator.
Little skinny post there from Donnie Hands. And that's now 5 different players with a catch tonight for Jackson. 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Handoff West down to the 6-yard line. Check that, Moses the second with the orange sleeves. 2nd and 4, but with 3:50 to go in the fourth, maybe Detroit will have the ball last.
Yeah, and, you know, just it looks like they're doing what they need to do on that, you know, relying on that run game.
Handoff, pushing forward West, 1st and goal. And now Arizona going into a surprising no-huddle here with 3.5 to go in the fourth. Jackson's pass is dropped. He dropped it. Oh, Talon Steele wide open.
Wide open is right. I mean, there wasn't anyone in his zip code.
And this is a nightmare scenario for Arizona because with the amount of time in the game and where they're trailing at the 1-yard line, this is like a worst-case scenario. Jackson straight back, but she finds a wide open Donnie Hands for an Arizona touchdown.
Unbelievable. And Donnie Hands' first touchdown of the season, I think, and his second reception of the season. Excuse me. Yeah, third reception of the season. Sorry. He has not, let's just say, he hasn't been involved a lot in the offense, and he's really been performing tonight.
That was a 1-yard score. I think Lucas in the he needed the 1-yard score on his card. But oh my goodness, we have now had 4 straight touchdown drives in this second half. We have only had 1 drive that did not end in scores, and that was the 3-and-out punt by Arizona to start the third quarter.
You know what I love about this game, Cam, is that both teams are, relying on what got them here. They're both great running teams, and they're just, saddling up on that horse. And we're looking at a tie ball game here with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
$2 super chat. I smell overtime, says Mark Lopez. That's a producer's worst nightmare on a doubleheader night, that's for sure. But, I mean, when you get free football, you want free football. You take it.
That's $2 Canadian. What does that equate to?
Who knows?
US?
Too much math for me. Flowers, there's a flag on the field. The refs have been quiet all night. They're going to get Arizona on a PI.
Oh, wow. That's an easy first down.
Yeah, he did impede him.
So Mike said that was 30-cent super chat, but okay. Did I read that wrong? I might have read that wrong.
Ernest McCrae Sr. called for that PI. He's been a little quiet tonight. Not a single tackle. No passes defended. Rain Rie and Sean Moore gobbling up all the headlines for that Arizona defense, but both defenses have struggled, giving up 31 points apiece. Ethan Flowers down the field. That pass is caught to midfield. That's Jamar Shelton, who now has a new career high. By the way, Charles, it's worth noting that Arizona coming into this game had given up 6 points in 2 home games. Just a pair of field goals. Detroit's offense has been all over them tonight.
And Jamar Shelton has executed tonight. And, wow, that last pass by Flowers was incredible into double coverage, getting that first down.
Shelton's new career high, 73 yards on 5 catches. He also has a touchdown tonight for Detroit. 1st and 10 at midfield. The handoff goes to Williams up the middle, picking up 8 yards as Detroit tries to score their 3rd straight touchdown drive.
And Williams is way past the 100-yard mark. Every time he touches the ball, it's incredible. He gets positive yardage even when it looks like he's not going to get anything.
2.5 left. Robert Henson Jr. motioning outside. Handoff. Gibson. They're going to give it to him. That was tight.
Wow, that was tight. I mean, and, all of these in the backfield for Detroit. Gibson, 5.4 yards per carry. Williams, 4.5. Sutherland, 5. Taylor Wright, 4.5. I mean, that's money. When you need to run, you've got the horses in the backfield to execute.
15 total tackles for Sean Moore. He has been a one-man wrecking crew trying to get Arizona the football back and avoid their 3rd straight loss here in season 26. Alongside Keith Wheeler and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. We're all tied at 31 in game 1 of 2 here on the Monday Night Spectacular, the Virtual Football Network, and Rashawn Williams has a first down, picking up 10.
Money. Draw plays and toss plays, my favorite running plays in this league, because they have to be executed perfectly. And on that one, like I said, they're built perfectly for that toss play.
Arizona's not going to call any timeouts here. So Detroit kind of has the ball in their court. They're in scoring position. Flowers going to drop the throw. One-on-one coverage looking for Rob Hunt, and that is incomplete.
I tell you what, that was not necessarily a bad decision there by Flowers, because it was one-on-one coverage. And the thing I liked is he put it where only the receiver could catch it.
Yeah.
It didn't wind up in a completion, but, put it where the defender had no shot at getting an interception.
Handoff this time to Williams, and Williams is met up front. That was an excellent play by DJ Kilgannon, his 8th tackle.
A big play by DJ Kilgannon. 6'5", 260 as an outside linebacker. I mean, there should be a rule against that.
Detroit is 11 of 14 on 3rd down tonight. They have 26 first downs on the board. Empty backfield for Flowers. 3rd down and 9. Flowers can't take a sack, and he almost threw a pick. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Rob Hunt, who was blanketed by Everett Garrison, and now a 46-yard field goal is incoming.
Well, let's see. I mean, 47 long for Aldmir. Let's see if we can hit another one.
Aldmir for the lead with 53 seconds to go in the 4th. That kick is good. And Detroit has the lead again.
Woo! I mean, that's huge. That's a huge field goal there. On the road, putting yourself up by 3 points. And now it's all up for your defense for Detroit. Special teams first, and then defense to keep them out of a field goal.
46 and 34. Two more numbers off the board. We've had a nice spread tonight here on MNS. This is Arizona on the kick return up to the 26-yard line. 44 seconds left. Arizona has all 3 timeouts.
Yep, what we haven't seen from Arizona is a consistent passing offense. So this is going to be key here. They're going to have to, execute on their 2-minute drill and do what they need to do, what they've been practicing all week. But haven't seen a lot of that here. Let's see if they can execute it on the field.
UFL Primetime is coming up next after this game. Dakota hosting St. Louis. Ashley Jackson's pass is caught by Talon Steele. Down the field for a first down with 35 seconds to go. Arizona's trying to make sure that they are the last team to score. They're playing for the field goal and overtime, Charles.
Definitely, and a great pass for the tight end right down the middle.
23 seconds left. They're going to hand it off to West. You got to call a timeout here with 18 seconds, and they will. As now Arizona will be in pass mode as they look to get into field goal range for Rob Ems.
Interesting play to call after that successful mid-range to long-range execution pass downfield. I mean, you got to shake your head there, so, figure out why you want to run after that.
Rob Ems long this season is just 44 so far, but he has not missed. 8 for 8. 18 seconds left for Jackson. Jackson going to quick fire throw. That pass is caught with 14 seconds left. Timeout Arizona. They only have 1 left. And Charles, they got to use that for the field goal, you would think. So at the Detroit 44, they don't need a first down here. They need to convert into field goal range.
Yeah, they're not looking at, they're looking at multiple plays here.
4 wide. Dime look for Detroit. This is the moment. Detroit showing pressure. They bring it to the roll outside. The pass is caught, rolling out of bounds. TJ Punk stops the clock with 11 seconds to go.
Huge play. Huge play.
Oh, my goodness. That was amazing.
Rest for AJ, and AJ was able to, maybe not the most accurate pass, but, man, the chemistry between her and her wide receiver was there on the field.
Jackson, incomplete, 7 seconds to go. And now the question will be will they allow Jackson to run another play to get into field goal range, or are they going to go Hail Mary?
Let's see. I mean, hoping they try and go field goal range, but let's see.
7 seconds. Jackson needs something in this time. Got 1 timeout left. She is just going to try to chuck it down the field. It's incomplete. So now 2 seconds left, Charles, and she's just going to have to do that one more time.
Yeah, I mean, in a best case situation, you get a penalty downfield. I would imagine that would give them another play, correct?
Yeah, untimed down. She's got to throw this a little bit farther. I didn't mind the play call there because if you complete that, you get a timeout quick, but now she needs it to get to the end zone. Jackson, deep shot pass caught at the 12, but the tackle is made by Detroit, and the Maulers will hold on and get to 6-1. Arizona falls to 3-4.
Unbelievable game, Cam. Oh, so frustrating. I mean, if AJ and that Arizona offense, they just left it all on the field, weren't able to, walk away with the tie ball game. Detroit, they did what they needed to do on the road. They came in 5-1. Now they're 6-1. Everyone in the league needs to open their eyes to Detroit. I mean, they executed well. Good, solid game plan. Game plan. You have to have a very good defense to stop that running game for Detroit because, man, on that field, they executed perfectly.
We couldn't have asked for a better game tonight, Charles. T. DeQueen goes down for Arizona. Ramnar Sudi goes down for Detroit. So it was, in the end, it was kind of a wash, but on a night where Jackson was kind of struggling in the passing game, She would have liked to have all her weapons. Talon Steele finishes with 92 yards. 73 yards for Jamar Shelton, a new high. Rashawn Williams, 124 yards on the ground for Detroit. Who's your player of the game, Charles?
I'm going to give it to Rashawn Williams. Rashawn Williams, I mean, 124 yards and a touchdown, but, big runs, keeping drives alive, making it third and manageable. That's what you need from your running back.
Coming up, UFL Primetime, St. Louis Rivermen, Dakota Rhinos, as Week 1 in the UFL wraps up. Thanks to Keith Wheeler and Ron Haynes in our stats truck. Charles Doherty, I am Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network and the Simulation Football League. From all of us here at VFN, we'll see you for Week 10 in the SFL. That kicks off on Friday with Arizona traveling to Birmingham, a monster game. Charles, next week, we've got Minnesota and Chicago on tap as the Warriors try to turn their season around and save it. We'll see y'all then, and we'll see y'all later tonight for UFL action. Good night.